Hey guys, welcome again to ZiyaFit. My name is Isaiah for those of y'all who don't know, and it is so good to be on my off season. Not on a strict diet anymore, and I'm now nationally qualified. Yeah, as you would have seen in the last episode, the 2016 NPC Charlotte Cup. I placed first in the men's physique class A. Didn't quite win overall, but I'm really happy with the national qualification. That is one goal for 2016 that I've already accomplished. So I have to do some resetting and readjusting now for some new goals. I was halfway through recording a leg workout that I was going to post next, and then I took a look at my inbox and the comments and the feeds, and I've been seeing a general request for a weight loss vlog. So wait no longer. See what I did there? Alright, so before I go into this weight loss vlog, just to give you all a brief background of myself, because I don't think I've ever done that. I was not always into fitness. In fact, 3 years ago in 2013 was when I just began, and this is what I looked like. Yeah, that was me. And that image there, it really is a representation of who I was. I was a very irresponsible person. I was very selfish. I used to worry a lot. I was so anxious about life and everything, and I just really was not a wholesome person back then. And fitness has really done so much for me. It has changed my life, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. How my fitness journey began, I was diagnosed with neurosis in 2013, which is it's like a mental disorder, you could say. Swings between anxiety and depression, and you know, I was under a lot of medication and had problems sleeping. I couldn't sleep. My brain function was just all over the place, and I really thought I was losing my mind. My parents and I, we were trying to find more natural ways of being rehabilitated, you know, of gaining a grip, you know, and really gaining control of my mind. And I began cardio, and that's when I started running. Within 3 months, I had lost 20 pounds, and this is what I looked like. And you know, I came down to this real lean figure, and it was at that point that I started to go to the gym. I started to use supplementation. I started to lift. You know, so my beginning was not the normal beginning, you know, wanting muscles or wanting to look good. I just wanted to get better, you know. And for many of you, that is what this is about, you know, whether it be diabetes or any kind of heart disease. You know, there's some adjustments that you're gonna have to make, and you realize that for some of you, you just probably want to look good. And you know what, that's fine too. Regardless of what your motivation is, I want you to understand that this fitness journey is not just about physically becoming better or healthier, but I'm telling you, you're gonna be a better person mentally. You're gonna be more loyal. You're gonna be more committed to your relationships. You're just gonna see a more balanced life, a more disciplined life all around. And before you even begin to attempt any of this, I want you to put all your past failures and past successes even behind you, because even your successes could be your stumbling block to your next success, you know. So I want you to put all that behind you. I don't care if you were in a program before, you dropped out, you saw no results. Leave that in the past, and I want you to give 100% of your effort from this day forward. You know, a lot of the times we're afraid of failing. We're afraid of not reaching the goal that we intended, and because of that fear, we hold back from giving everything at it, you know, from now. So I want you right now to even not be afraid of the future. I want you to not think about the 1 million things you have to change or do. You know, yes, it's good to have a goal in mind and see where you want to go to, and continuously be comparing yourself against that goal. But I don't want you to become afraid of it. I don't want you to see the 1 million things, like I said, that you have to change. But just the very next one thing that you do, you want to do that right. The very next one meal that you eat, you want to eat as healthily as you can. The very next rep that you do, the very next exercise that you do, you want to give it your all. So how does one lose weight? How does one become fit? Now, it's not as one-dimensional as, you know, people think it is when they become involved in it. You know, people initially think, I need to change my diet, I need to be eating correctly, I need to do this, I need to do that concerning my food, and I need to go to the gym 6 days a week, I need to be spending 30 hours on a treadmill or whatever it is. And yes, I would say those are probably the major components of it, you know, your diet and your exercise. But what I really think, what I've seen and experienced it to be really, it's an environment that you have to create. Now I want you to think of like when newborn babies come into the world, you know, the parents, they create that environment for that child. You know, they paint the room a certain color, they set a crib up, you know, and they really make a real nice room for that child, right? Now in every room of the house, you know, there's gonna be something in place, whether it be protection at the electrical outlets, you know, whether it be banisters or just barriers. There's gonna be a change in the all-round environment for that kid, for that baby to really successfully grow, and safely so, right? And it's the same thing with fitness, you know, it's not as one-dimensional as you think it is. It's not something that you compartmentalize in one segment of your life and then live all the others, you know, separately, but it should be something that spreads across the entire of your life. You wanna create that environment mentally, you wanna be reading books, you want to be looking at videos on weight loss. You want to stimulate your mind. You really want to motivate yourself for success and for being committed to the journey, because I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be seeing results as immediately as you would wish. No, it doesn't happen that way. There's no magic formula or potion under the sun that would allow you to drop weight real quickly and safely. You know, I know there are programs out there, but they really go through some drastic changes and rigorous diets that really and truly you can't maintain. But what I want to share with you is you have to create an environment that is maintainable, that would allow for your success, and that is fun. So here's the secret to weight loss, and it's not that complex or difficult. I mean, I'm probably sure you know it already. Basically, your daily expenditure, your energy that you expend, must be greater than your daily intake of energy. Now, to put this in terms of a number, something that we can measure, what we use to measure energy or energy consumption is the calorie. Now, there are three main components that comprise of the total daily energy expenditure, and they are the resting metabolic rate, the thermic effect of food, and the energy expended during physical activity. The resting metabolic rate is just basically the energy used to maintain, the minimum amount of energy used to maintain simple body functions like blood circulation, temperature regulation, and like respiration. And this normally comprises of about 70% of the energy that you would expend per day. The thermic effect of food, that is the energy that is used in digestion of food basically, and the energy expended during physical activity, that would be, you know, your calories that you expend while you exercise, whether it be on the treadmill or doing weighted stuff. I hope at this point that you have a book and pen or something taking notes by this time, because I'm telling you, you're not going to remember everything in your mind, and I want you to go about this very strategically, very intentionally. Yeah, I don't want you to be treating this lightly, so be sure to have your book and a pen. Also, everything that I'm saying, listen, I want you to research it as well. You know, I don't want you to take everything that I say as gold, although I'm pretty sure of what I'm saying. I need you to research on your own. There are things that people are going to recommend to you that wouldn't necessarily work for you, wouldn't necessarily work for your body. And so you need to be constantly researching, constantly searching out new ideas, new concepts, new philosophies, and then test them to see what works for you. Just getting back on track now. So that value of the total daily energy expenditure, that amount of calories, is really important to us, because we will then know how much energy we need to intake or consume, and it has to be less than the amount we expend. So how do we go about figuring out what our daily expenditure is? There are many apps. One app that I used when I was losing weight, when I got involved in fitness, was MyFitnessPal. It's probably the most popular app out there. I know many of you probably have it downloaded already. But I'm hoping that after this vlog you understand a lot of the terms better, so that when you now engage something like MyFitnessPal or any if it fits your macros calculator, you'll be able to understand what your daily expenditure is and why you need to be consuming less than that, right? So MyFitnessPal is a pretty good app. What it does is going to take you through a range of questions at the beginning, and it's very specific towards you, towards your body composition, your body type, and it would then produce what your daily expenditure is, and then set up for you a diet plan with the appropriate proportions of carbs to fats, fibers to proteins that would really enhance your weight loss. Now, I understand not everybody is as crazy about fitness as I am, or as competitors are, and you don't really have the time to be weighing out your food and to be so certain about the numbers and sizes and portions that you eat. But what I would like to encourage you to do is just for 1 week, after you determine what your daily expenditure is and after you determine what your diet plan is through MyFitnessPal or whatever, if it fits your macros calculator you're going to use. After you determine that, I want you for 1 week to just weigh out your food and actually measure it, so that you in your mind have an idea, a visual idea of the amounts that you should be eating. I can't give you a diet here and tell you eat 8 ounces of chicken, blah blah blah. You could imagine that if there's a 400-pound person looking at this vlog, and then there's a 180-pound person looking at this vlog, they're gonna have very different diet plans and meal plans. So I can't give a general, there's no generic meal plan that I could give out like that. But what I'm gonna do at the end of this video is just list out some good sources of proteins, good sources of fats, fibers, and carbs that you could implement in your diet. And of course, I'm here, to help and assist you in any way I can. So if you need further help and clarification in understanding MyFitnessPal or any if it fits your macros calculators, and you just need help to design your meal plan, feel free to inbox me and we'll get that sorted out. Don't worry. All right, so we said basically the formula for weight loss is the total daily expenditure must be greater than the total daily intake, right? Now you could imagine that if we have our expenditure being equalized with our intake, then there's just going to be a maintaining of the weight, right? So you could be exercising and expending even more energy, and if you consume more and it is equal, there's not going to be any weight loss. There's not going to be any weight gain either. On the flip side, if your intake exceeds your expenditure, guess what? You're going to be gaining weight. So alright, so let's make this real practical. Let's put some numbers on the board. Say for example, your daily expenditure is 2,000 calories. And at the end of your day, you intake 2,000 calories as well. So you're balanced, right? So there's a maintenance of weight at the end of your day. And just before you go to bed, you decide, you know what, I want to have a can of Coca-Cola. A 12 fluid ounce can of Coca-Cola, say 140 calories. All right, now I need you to take this down. 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound of fat. So you have equalized your expenditure with your intake at the end of your day. You're sitting in your bed and you take up a 12 fluid ounce can of Coca-Cola, 140 calories. And you now go in exceedance of your expenditure by 140 calories. Now let's say you do that for 25 days. You know what? 25 days in exceedance of your daily expenditure by 140 calories would give you 3,500 calories. So after just a month of drinking 1 can of Coca-Cola in exceedance of your daily expenditure every day, it's gonna make you gain 1 pound of fat. Yep. Put the Twinkie down, as they say here in South Carolina. Put it down. Put it down right now. Put it down right now.